Pero, syempre, you identify as a woman, kasi you're a transgender, you're a trans woman. So, for me, I don't really care kung umihi ka sa pambabae. But then, dito na kasi nagkakaroon ng dilema.
Dali lang. Tagtanggal ako ng buhok sa ilong. Kali eh.
Okay, sige. Going back. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat, mga kupal. Welcome sa panibagong episode ng ating programang tumatalakay sa mga isyung bumabagabag sa ating lipunan, sa ating bansa, at sa ating mga mamamayan. Ako inyong host, Kate Punk, at ito ang Bagong Liwanag. For our episode today, gusto lang sana namin ulit iparating sa inyong lahat na maganda ang ating gamit na lente ngayon at napaka-pogi ko sa ating episode. Care of 7 Artisans, 35mm, 1.2. Check nyo yung mga lens nila. Sobrang solid. Pero moving on sa ating topic for today. Ito, putang ina. 2 linggo na tong 2-3 weeks na ata itong pa-trending pa rin. Hanggang ngayon, trending pa rin. Umalis na lang ako ng Manila. Bumalik na ulit ako. Ito pa rin ang trending sa ating mga balita sa social media, kung saan, ang dami na kami memes nito eh. Yung nangyari sa isang transgender na si Gretchen Diez, na hindi siya pinaihi sa isang, basically, hindi siya pinaihi sa female restroom sa Farmers Market, Cubao. At pagkatapos noon, na hindi siya pinaihi, naging trending siya. At yun, eto, umabot siya ng Malacanang at sinabi na niya na meron daw siyang planong tumakbo for public office para lang matugunan daw ang problema ng inequality ng mga transgenders. Anyway, maybe yun ang naiisip niya na ano, pero if you actually look at it, the most basic question lang talaga dito na dapat sagutin is, saan ba talaga siya dapat mag-CR? Or most likely, the question should be, ano ba talaga ang solusyon pagdating dito sa problema ng CR ng mga transgenders? Kasi ako, honestly, this is based on my personal opinion lang I don't give a shit kung saan sila umihi. Sa panlalaki, bahala ka. Sa babae, bahala ka. Umihi ka dyan sa poste sa labas. I don't really give a shit. Kasi may titi ka pa rin naman eh. Pero, syempre, you identify as a woman, kasi you're a transgender, you're a trans woman. So, for me, I don't really care kung umihi ka sa pambabae. But then, dito na kasi nagkakaroon ng dilema. Kasi not all women are privy to the concept of trans people or people who identify as women, or basically guys, who used to be guys, identifying as women, na mag-CR din sa CR ng mga babae. Kasi honestly, when it comes to the debate kung saan dapat mag-CR ang mga transgenders, kung sa babae ba o panlalaki, I don't care kung ano yung opinion ng mga lalaki. I don't care kung ano yung opinion ng mga straight guys who say na you shouldn't be using the female restroom kasi hindi ka naman babae. Fuck them. Ako, I look at it from the lens of women who actually were born with the vagina and who also use the female restroom. Ngayon, there's a pretty good chance na 50% of these women, they don't really mind. We have the liberated women who accept transgender women for who they are and as who they identify as. And then there's a 50% chance of women who believe na, well, you know what? God created man and woman. God created only 2 genders. God created blah, 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 blah. The Bible toting bitches, basically. So, for me, saan pa talaga kayo dapat mag-CR? Or ano pa talaga dapat ang solusyon? I think the most palatable, the most practical, the most pragmatic solution to this is to have gender-neutral CRs, restrooms, in all establishments. Gender-neutral. Hindi yung handicap CR ha? It has to be gender-neutral. Or kung hindi naman gender-neutral, there has to be a restroom that caters to the needs of our transgender slash LGBTQ na mga brothers and sisters. Kasi there are actually establishments na may ganon. May bakla CR. Even in my hometown sa Leyte, may ganon. May bakla CR. Now, there are some transgenders naman, there are some members of the LGBTQ na who are adamant in saying na no, we should be given access to the female restroom. Pero for me naman, yes, we could argue about that all day. Pero the thing kasi is, there are some people talaga na they're just bigots. And it's useless to try to sway them, to try to educate them. So I think the most practical solution would be to just have some kind of compromise. Diba? Kasi ang problema lang naman talaga dun sa farmer's market is male and female restroom lang. They never had any gender-neutral bathrooms. They never had any bathrooms that caters to the other sex, to the LGBTQ. So parang, for me, I think it's also important for LGBTs to be mindful that there are really people whose biases, whose prejudices are stronger than, alam mo yun, and kahit sabihin nyo na hindi magtiis sila, hindi sila yung mag-adjust, parang hindi naman sa lahat ng panahon na it's not everyday na parang they have to adjust to you eh. I mean, yeah, I know that sounds wrong, pero, di ba, kumbaga for me, take the, ano na lang, just, may tamang term dyan, men. Ano tawag doon? Parang, yes, parang gano'n. Parang take the high road. You're fucking bigoted, you're fucking prejudiced, di ba? So parang, okay, sige, sa'yo na yung CR mo. Di ba? Parang gano'n. Kasi, it's not about you allowing yourself to be discriminated or prejudiced at the end of the day. It's more of you saying na parang, yeah, well, you know what, we get it. Eventually, you're gonna learn it too. Parang gano'n. Pero ako, as much as possible, I want to educate people watching my programs na transgenders, trans women, they don't pose any kind of threat to women in women's bathrooms. Kasi unlike ng mga sinasabi nila bato, unlike sinasabi nila Tito Soto na parang, what if daw magporma ka daw na transgender tapos pamboso ka doon? Parang, that's not a problem of the transgender community. That's a problem of straight men wanting to sexually assault women in their bathrooms. So hindi siya problema ng mga trans. Problema siya ng mga people like me. Or problema siya ng mga people like Tito Soto who cover up rape. O diba? Or like problema siya ng mga tao na tulad ni Bato who are complicit in rape. Diba? So parang, ando na tayo na to everybody watching this, a trans woman deserves the right to use the female restroom primarily because that's the kind of person, that's the kind of sexuality that they identify with. Di ba? Hindi naman yan overnight na nagpakababae yung mga yan eh. It took them years. It took them... they spent money on that, they spent time on that, they spent effort on that. Pero yun nga, at the same time din naman, now for the people who are really intolerant of these LGBTs, of these trans women, I suggest then for our trans women sisters, transgender brothers and sisters na if that happens, just take the high road, take the moral high ground, and like, you know what? Sige. If you wanna be bigots, go ahead. Kasi alam nyo, at the end of the day, makakarma din yung mga putang inang yan. You'll see. It will happen to them. But as for Gretchen Diez, here's one thing advice. Seriously, just shut up. Kasi with gets na namin, hindi ka pinaihi. Pero, like, you know what? What you've done is like, escalate na siya to a point where it's no longer for me out. It's no longer tolerable. You want to run for public office? Why? For what? Hindi ba enough yung uproar? I think that's already enough. You've already made your point. You don't need to run for office. Di ba? I mean, even if you do, what are your qualifications? Baka maging matulad ka na naman ng isang tulad ni Pacquiao, maging ganyan ka rin naman. Di ba? Like, parang according as sa memes, parang kang nag-parkour just because hindi ka pinapasok sa CR, papasok ka na ngayon sa government, di ba? Parang, putang ina. Like, it doesn't work that way. But I mean, I get what you're trying to forward, pero parang, that's not the way to go. Not every advocacy deserves a seat in Congress or in the Senate. Diba? You can do a lot just by being yourself and just by pursuing whatever you're doing now. Diba? Just keep fighting for your rights. Go ahead, pero like, parang putang ina for you to be. Diba? Alam mo naman, ginagamit ka lang ng mga putang ina, ng mga politiko na yan. May fist bump ka pa with Digong. Eh, isa naman yung putang inang yan, galit sa mga bading yung hype din eh. But anyway, that's it for our episode today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ang Bagong Liwanag. Click the bell icon para ma-notify ng mga future updates, as well as follow us on Twitter. Muntik na magsabi ng Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We have a Twitter now. It's at ang Bagong Liwanag. And also, if you have the time and if you want a shout out or anything, if you want to contribute to our cause, buy me a beer. We have a Patreon account. It's patreon.com/bagongliwanag. You can buy me a beer for just $2 or well, basically it's 100 pesos. So maraming salamat if you would have to do that. Thanks very much mga kupal and see you next time.